What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video I'll be adding yet another part to the What If Naruto the Tensou series. And because of a donation, you guys did not have to hit the like goal that I would have set last time. Now I can finally put another like goal on the video, which will be 4,000 likes for part 6 of the What If, and this is because I need to work on the writing on What If, so leave me alone. As usual, I'll be recapping the last part and then jumping into the new material, so without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this video, we saw Naruto basically have to fight off Orochimaru, Yamato, and Sai in the Forest of Death, and this kind of led up to Naruto actually getting inside the preliminaries after escaping them. After this, like I said, we go through the preliminaries, a few things change, and if you guys want the intricacies and everything that happened there, I will leave a link to the playlist down below so you guys can go watch the last part or any parts that you may have missed. After that, we went into the 1 month training where Jiraiya found Naruto and started training him, and things went very similar to how they did in the original, and just like how it usually does in the final tournament of the Shonen exam, we left off with the attack on Konoha commencing, so that's where we'll get right back into the video. Now, like I said, we left off with the attack on Konoha starting, and stuff getting pretty wild. First off, everyone but Naruto, Sakura, and some other Jonin are awake and could resist the Genjutsu, at least that they know of. Shikamaru was able to resist it, but they don't know about him. Naruto had a feeling an attack would happen, but he just couldn't pinpoint when. Naruto then looks at Sakura and tells her to start moving the unconscious people to a safe place while he handles everything else. Naruto then grabs a sleeping Hinata, places her on his shoulder, and he jumps over the railing to Sasuke and Lee. He wakes both of them up, healing Sasuke and Lee in the process. The Hokage's in danger, guys. You chase after Gaara and I'll stop him. I'll get everyone to safety and help Lord Third. Naruto then makes a Shadow Clone and sends it with Rock Lee and Sasuke after Gaara, who dipped and is preparing to do much damage to the village as possible. Naruto then wakes Hinata up and briefs her on the topic. Naruto then tells her to help Sakura and get everyone to safety, and that basically she needs to get, after that, as far away from the arena as possible. Naruto then leaps up onto the roof where Orochimaru and Hiruzen are fighting, and when he tries to get in, he sees that this barrier that they Sound 4 are making, that even people like the Anbu can't get into. The Anbu that are on standby tell Naruto that he can't break the barrier since it's one that even rivals the Kage. For ripped on this barrier, can you handle those lackeys? Naruto asks this, but before they can even respond or even consider responding, Naruto charges up Chakra into his arms and shoves his arm right through the barrier and literally ripping it apart, similar to how Jubito dismantled the Kage's kind of barrier. Then Naruto speed blitzes, and doesn't necessarily one-shot because he doesn't kill them or knock them out, but he does try to take them out rather quickly, and he speed blitzes all of the Sound 4, bringing them to the ground within seconds, and Naruto runs to help Hiruzen. Hiruzen then asks what Naruto is doing there, and Naruto says that he wants to help, and Naruto then lets chakra flow into every part of his body, amping him to new levels faster than he's ever been before, and Naruto disappears and kicks Orochimaru back to give Hiruzen some breathing room, seeing that Hiruzen is actually out of breath and getting a little tired. Orochimaru then starts summoning the past Kage, reviving both Hashirama and Tobirama, and when he's about to summon Minato, Hiruzen stops it, summoning just in time. Naruto then says that he'll handle the Kage while Hiruzen holds off Orochimaru, and Naruto then is thrust into a complete utter darkness by Tobirama's Genjutsu, yet Naruto is able to sense his way through it and punches through Tobirama's head, then rushes past at Hashirama. Naruto then leaps in the air and shoots a fire style down on Hashirama, yet the fire is stopped by the trees that Hashirama makes in order to protect him. Hashirama then hits Naruto with one of the branches, which sends Naruto flying with a thud. I don't know why, but wood style is something that is very difficult for me to fight against. Naruto then gets hit in the back by a water style, but turns around to see Tobirama still alive, even though he clearly remembers punching off his head. Thank God for jutsu immunity, or that could have hurt. Naruto then realizing this, that he has a kind of a tool that negates immortality, summons a true orb in each hand and makes some battle axes. Naruto then rushes at Tobirama, chops off one of his arms, disabling him from using any jutsu, and Naruto then turns around once again to be grabbed by trees and drained of his chakra somewhat. And then Hashirama appears and punches Naruto in the chest, sending him spiraling towards the ground. After Naruto gets slammed into the ground, Naruto gets up and chops both Tobirama and Hashirama's head off, stopping them from regenerating for now, and Naruto sees something horrific. He turns and sees both people in danger. One of the Sound Ninja is in this curse mark state 2, basically, and is all the Anbu have embodied, and Kyudomaru has an arrow pointed directly at Hinata, who is running towards safety, and Kitamura releases the arrow pointed directly at Hinata's heart. We now shift over to Rock Lee and Sasuke, who are both chasing after Gaara, who is heading not into the woods but towards the academy in order to try to destroy Konoha and its future ninja. The Naruto clone that Naruto sent with him decided basically, or Naruto made him so he could actually help not Rock Lee and Sasuke, since he thinks they should be able to take on Gaara rather easily, or at least to some extent of whether they're able to take him out, since both of them are around base Gaara level at this point. So he sent his clones in order to help the rest of Konoha. Now, Rock Lee and Sasuke are on their way to stop him, but they run into Kankuro, who tries to stop them, but instantly Rock Lee and Sasuke blitz simultaneously, kicking Kankuro dozens of feet into the air, and Sasuke finishes the move with a nice, clean Lion's Barrage. They then continue to move after Gaara, and they are able to get to the academy before Gaara could do any harm to the children or the actual building there. Sasuke uses the Sharingan and Lee unlocks the first gate, getting ready to not only fight Gaara but to protect the children inside the academy. Lee asks, "Can your newfound taijutsu keep up with my gates, Sasuke?" Sasuke just shakes his head, saying that he'll play support since he can't keep up with Lee with the gates. So Lee pushes himself to the absolute limit, goes third gate, then even into fourth, and rushes at Gaara, who still can't keep up with Lee at this point, but his sand armor is doing a good job to protect him. Lee, when about to start the primary Lotus, is interrupted by a clutch wind style from Temari that knocks Lee off balance, canceling the attack, basically throwing him off guard and not allowing him to get off the attack that could have beat Gaara. And in that mere instant that it takes Lee to land and jump back at Gaara, Gaara has already devised a plan that will end up destroying them along with the actual academy, even if Lee can exert about even 5 gates of strength. Gaara's pretty sure that this should overpower him. Now, during this time though, Gaara has to stall and just not lose basically in order to actually pull this off. Sasuke fights off Temari, who is trying to give Gaara time to launch Jutsu as well, and Sasuke ends up beating him. Yes, the 1 month training period. I'm glad that the 1 month training period paid off. I can't believe I can maintain the 4th gate for this long. At this rate, I might even be able to go 5th gate for an extended period. Lee then, after saying this, pushes himself to the 5th gates, and he gets even stronger and even faster, shortening Gaara's time frame even more. Then, after one hit that sends Gaara into a crater into the ground, which makes a plume of smoke, dust, cloud, and debris, and other stuff, Gaara prepares a jutsu, Sand Tsunami. Gaara then concentrates as he's turned all the surrounding debris and like chunks of rock, brick, anything, turns it into sand, and this huge tidal wave of sand that directs itself towards Lee and Sasuke in the academy. Sasuke tells Lee that they need enough firepower that will basically stop the sand and make it lose its momentum. So Sasuke, knowing what he has to do, shoots the largest fireball possible, and Lee finds it necessary to use his trump card that he had been saving. I wanted to use this on Naruto in the finals, but here goes nothing, I guess. Rock Lee then charges up and opens the 6th gate of joy, and without hesitation, he starts launching a flurry of punches. These punches then light the air on fire, igniting it, and Lee uses a Sakujaku and is able to stop the sand right before it hits them, along with any other buildings behind them. After that, in the 6th gate, Lee blitzes with his newfound strength and is able to completely break the sand armor, also knocking Gaara out in the process. Then, after this, Rock Lee falls back down to the ground, exhausted from using the gates to this degree, and Sasuke limps over, picks him up, and slings him over his shoulder, knowing that they have a lot of work to do and a lot of defending to do. We now shift back over to Naruto, who is currently seemingly frozen and making his impossible decision. He sees that Kitamura launched an arrow at Hinata, and while he would usually just fly over there to save her, basically someone else is in danger as well. Hiruzen is fighting off Orochimaru, and due to him not having used the Reaper Death Seal, he's not nearly as tired, but is still fighting to a standstill with Orochimaru. Unfortunately, Orochimaru's sword is behind Hiruzen, and Orochimaru has complete and utter control over almost something like akin to telekinesis, and it is sent flying towards Hiruzen's back to pierce him. This is Naruto's dilemma. He can save one or the other with his speed, but due to the fact that they're basically on the opposite sides of each other, he's not able to save one and the other. Save the Hokage, the backbone of the village, the one who protects the village with his life, the person who's most useful to the village, or save Hinata, the person who saved him, the person who saved him first, the person who kept him from the darkness, the one who he loves and the only person that loves him. This is something that in a mere moment feels dragged on for seemingly hours. Naruto suffers. He racks his brain, completely going through all of the possible options with his Rinnegan abilities and anything that can allow him to save them both. He could take on more Jubi chakra and try to increase his speed, but it's a roll of the dice that he'll even be able to control himself when he gets that chakra. And if he can't, both of them will die. Shinra Tensei or Bansho Tennin might work, although his timer on the actual move will force one of them to be killed due to him not having a whole 5 seconds. He can't seem to think or find any move that will end up keeping both of them alive. Naruto then realizes he doesn't have to stop both of them from getting hit. He just has to revive or keep alive the one who doesn't, like, basically he doesn't save. But with that strategy comes risk. In Hiruzen's age, basically it comes with risk of him dying almost instantly if getting hit in something, say, like the stomach or the lung. And the same goes for Hinata. An arrow of that size at that speed will destroy Hinata's heart, killing her instantly. Like I said, if that arrow hits, it will kill her instantly. Naruto then finally has to make a decision before more time passes and he's not able to save either. He then leaps forward and reaches out, as he chose to save Hinata. And when he gets in front of the arrow, he expects to be completely fine. When he gets hit, the arrow plunges its way through Naruto's chest into one of his lungs, and Naruto falls back to the ground, gasping for air. Not because of the injury so much, but Naruto was having flashbacks of being stabbed and attacked back when he was younger, being treated like dirt, being attacked, being a target for assassination by Anbu members. He almost loses himself until Hinata grabs Naruto's hand, snapping him back into reality. And Naruto pulls out the arrow out of his chest, and he wonders why this could actually harm him. Naruto, though, puts a pin in that idea and flies back to see Hiruzen stabbed in the chest by the sword, but alive. Then Naruto looks further, and although he can see what's happening, his senses give him a better description of what's happening. Death itself is coursing right through Hiruzen and into Orochimaru. And I'm not being deep or metaphorical in any way either. Death itself is literally sticking its hand through Hiruzen and into Orochimaru, ripping the life out of him. Hiruzen at this point is using the Reaper Death Seal and has more stamina than his original counterpart. And even with the sword through his chest, Hiruzen is still able to completely seal away Orochimaru, and the Reaper takes Hiruzen's soul as well. Naruto then sees and senses all of this and tries to grab this thing, trying to extract Hiruzen's soul back. But when he makes contact, not only does he realize that he's way out of his league, basically trying to steal a soul from the Soul Reaper himself, he sees all the deaths, all the people that have used this, and it's not that many, but he sees his father, which kind of traumatizes him. Naruto's then blown back into the roof that Hiruzen and Orochimaru had been fighting on, and Naruto looks into the blue bright sky as he passes out, wondering if he made the right decision, and hoping that maybe he didn't just cost the village its safety. A couple of hours later, Naruto wakes up in a hospital bed with Rock Lee to his right, and Hinata, Sakura, and Sasuke all staring at Naruto, wondering if he's going to wake up. Naruto is happy about 2/3 of the people worrying about him, or 2 out of 3 of them. Naruto then sits up and tells them not to worry about him so much, and when Naruto gets up, basically everything that happened that day fully hits him. It just smacks him in the face. I let the Hokage die. These are the thoughts that just reverberate through Naruto's head. Naruto falls to one knee after he gets up out of the bed when he thinks about this, and he wonders if he did the right thing, choosing his own personal feelings over his duty to the village. Sasuke then helps Naruto to his feet and starts briefing Naruto on everything that happened that day. The Hokage, Lord Third, has been declared dead. Naruto starts getting dizzy as he thinks about his decision, and when Naruto looks at Hinata, tears well up in his eyes. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Naruto then just starts breaking down into tears as he falls down to his knees and curses his weakness. I wasn't strong enough. Everyone is worried about why Naruto was saying, and Naruto tells them, I let the Hokage die. I chose to let him die. They're all confused about what happened, and Naruto continues. I saw them. I saw Hiruzen's death coming before he died. I knew Hiruzen would die, but I chose to... His voice drifts off for a second. I chose to attack another enemy when I could have saved him. Naruto lies to them because if anyone finds out that Naruto decided to save Hinata, or really if he decided to save anyone over the Hokage, he knows that they will look at Hinata differently and treat her differently. And Hinata herself will be filled with unbearable guilt of basically being chosen over the Hokage. Naruto knows that it is his weight to bear, so he takes it all upon himself. I thought that even if Hiruzen was critically injured, I could use the King of Hell to bring him back. When I got back, I saw that he had been stabbed and sacrificed himself, and sacrificed his soul right after. It's my fault he died. It's my fault he died. And Naruto then looks down at his hands, and they are trembling, and Naruto just opens up a window and flies right out, ashamed of himself, wondering if he should even be alive, not knowing if anyone in that room will ever accept him as a human or as a real person again. Naruto just sits in his usual place, but instead of meditating, Naruto is just crying, bursting out with tears, trying to keep his emotions somewhat at bay, because if not, the way he is right now, the way he's feeling, he may spiral and go berserk. In this state, Naruto can't sense anything due to him being in an emotional mess, a mental mess, and basically everything about him is a mess. He can't seem to focus. So when Hinata walks up to him, he is startled and wonders if Hinata will grow distant from him. Not like he can blame her. But instead, Hinata says something that rattles Naruto. It was me, right? I was the person that you decided to save over Lord Third. Naruto just opens his mouth. He's like, what? I told you I attacked an enemy. Hinata just tells him that, she understands Naruto. And Naruto just asks, how did you... She then says that it's pretty obvious since she was there when Naruto saved her, and she asks why Naruto didn't tell the truth to any of them. If I say that I saved you over Lord Third, people will look at both of us as the reason he's dead. And I don't care if they hate me. I don't care if the villagers hate me anymore. But if someone speaks bad about you, I might not be able to stop myself from going berserk, Hinata. Naruto then dips his head in shame. Hinata, though, looks at Naruto, tells him that she will stand by his side no matter what, and kisses Naruto. She then gets up and walks off, trying to be brave for both her and for Naruto. And for the first time, she doesn't blush or even be nervous in Naruto's presence, for some reason feeling more calm than she's ever been before. And this leaves Naruto sitting on that hill for a long time, and Naruto hardens his resolve even further, even greater, making yet a new goal and making a decision. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 5 to the What If Naruto the Tento series. If you guys enjoyed the video and haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out on more What If Tento series and more Rinnegan content in general. If I time this right, the Rinnegan video or the last special or whatever should be coming out tomorrow, just due to the fact I had to put out this video today. But I don't think you guys will be hitting the like goal today, so Rinnegan What If should be coming out tomorrow, guys. Like I said, if you guys want a part 6, you gotta make sure to body that like button since the like goal is 4,000 likes. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, this is Anime X signing off.